Welcome to another episode of Wrenches and Wenches. I'm Madman Mike and I will be guiding you through our automotive adventure today. We are going to be replacing taillight bulb on a 2007 Mustang convertible. No further ado, let's get to it. Today we're going to need a couple different things. We're going to need a ratcheting socket wrench. Perhaps not necessary, but I'm going to have my 3-inch extension here. It always helps when you need to get into areas with a little clearance. You're going to need a 13mm socket and a 10mm socket. So the first step that we're going to do is we're going to be taking off this little panel right here. Right in here, and on the other side there are going to be these little screws that just kind of, you can just undo them by hand. You don't need no fancy tools. Even though it unscrews, it's easier to do it with a flathead screwdriver or a knife. And it just kind of comes right out. That's what that's gonna look like. I'll set that off to the side. And again, you're gonna have one on the other side. You're gonna have a couple of these, necessarily push pin clips, but I guess the Mustang's version of them. You're gonna have one here, one in here, and one right in there on the other side. So I'll show you how to take out one, and then you can get the basic concept of that. So you don't even need anything. Even a bit of a fingernail work just comes right out. Fucking hate push pin clips. They're always such a goddamn pain in the ass. That first one was a little bit easier with these ones in here. Again, that flathead's gonna help you out a little bit, because the thing is, the whole pin itself doesn't come out. You need only the top part to come out. The thing about these push pin clips is the way that they work is once it's in, it makes this end fat, which causes it to get stuck in there. So when you pull pin out, then it can compress and pull right out. So that'll just come right out like that. Pretty much almost there. The next step that you're gonna have is you got a couple 10mm bolts. Oh, cocksucker, not 10, 11. Yeah. All right, you're gonna have 3 11mm nuts here. You're gonna have one here. You'll have one right in here and one down here. Now this carpet kind of tends to get in the way. That's where the 13mm socket comes into play. Just gonna take off that 13mm bolt, and then you'll be able to pull this to get yourself a little bit more clearance over there. So just to get it out of the way so I can knock out all my 11mm at once, I'm gonna take off the 13. Fucking carpet bullshit. It just comes right out. Now you can kind of pull this down without hurting it. And you got a lot more clearance now. Now it's time for your 11mm. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna go and get myself a deep socket, because these screws sticking out, you're gonna need a little bit more clearance. So you're gonna need deep sockets for this one. So I'm using my 11mm deep socket. Just goes right on there. And you only really need to break it. You can get the rest of it off by hand. It's actually faster that way. So, you know, get a little top hat. Now that we've got all those off, there we go. All right, so kind of gotta fuck with it a little bit, move it around, but eventually it'll come out. Don't worry about any of that. Obviously, you want to still be gentle because you want to fuck up your connections, but that's how that works. And you'll go ahead and turn that, and it'll come right out, and it'll even tell you which direction. It says lock with the arrow, so you just turn it the other way, and it'll pull right out. As you can see, burnt the fuck out of it. Burnt that shit right to a crisp. God damn it. When it comes to these kind of bulbs, obviously you want to make sure that there's no power going to the car, to the taillight. So make sure that your car is off, because the thing is, even though this bulb is burned out, if the bulb is hot at all for any reason, like if there's still power flowing through to it, the oils on your skin can actually cause that bulb to burst. I actually had that with my old headlight. Snow fell on the bulb and it just exploded. You don't want that. then it just pulls right out. I know it's gonna feel like the bulb is just gonna shatter, but it's not, it just pulls right out. We've got ourselves here some Sylvania long life tail light bulbs. Gonna go ahead and pop those open. Now I thought about opening this package by just kind of throwing it at the ground until the package ripped open, so that way I could get to the light bulbs, but it didn't seem like the best idea. So just gonna take it and just gonna plug it right in there. And then we're gonna put it right in there and make sure that everything lines up. And then you're gonna lock it down. Now you're gonna align your 3 screws here. And then it'll just kind of go right in there. On some of these older Mustangs, I just guess older cars in general, the rubber part kind of come a little bit loose. So I just kind of all the way in there, nice and snug. Now we're gonna put on our 11mm bolts, and then we're gonna put carpet back in place, 13mm bolt, and then that bitch is going back on. And it's not a moving part, so you don't have to torque it down ridiculous like. All you gotta do is just make sure that it's just a little bit tight. See, and as you tighten them, it's gonna pull the whole taillight assembly into the car. You know, you don't want to spend too much time torquing each one. I feel like Bob Ross. Just kind of get it on there a little bit. Be our little secret. So we got those on. Now it's time for the 13mm. We're gonna get our carpet back in place. Again, feather that bitch on by hand. Couple nice turns. And there you go. Now, the final components that we're going to be screwing in, the PIS-D resistance. Gonna go ahead and get that in here. You got a little bit of carpet on the bottom, which can be a little tricky. There we go. Get the rubber underneath. And it's just going to pop right out, so it don't got to be perfect on both sides. We're just going to start putting in our push pin clips. Got one on there. This one back on the interior here. Same as this other one over here. And you're gonna put back in your screws. Put that right back in there. Just goes right in. It's a nice firm fit. And that's how you change out tail light bulb on an 07 Mustang. If you liked what you saw, be sure to hit like and subscribe, because I've got a whole bunch of new content coming your way. I don't just work on my car, I work on all the cars. People will foolishly trust me to lay my hands upon. Once again, hit like, hit subscribe. Madman Mike coming at you. I'm out.